How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Ohio again. In this one, kind of strangely, uh, I was actually fighting for my life not to only end up with assists in this match. We were channeling our Inter Monte as best we could, I guess, giving out all the hand jobs that we possibly could. Uh, but yeah, I think Monte had to go delete his Roblox account or something. I heard some pretty sketchy stuff. So poor Monte. But anyway, yeah, we're using Riker in this one. I don't recall if I have double secondary inspirations or just one. Uh, but yeah, we've kind of been changing builds quite a bit, especially as we keep getting more and more fancy commanders that offer some funny inspirations, I suppose, because now we have the Italian dude that does. Sorry, it's not a dude. It's an anime BA commander that gives us 5% dispersion. So now you have Scharnhorst that does 4. This BA commander has to top that by giving us 5% dispersion for battleships. So that kind of opens up an opportunity to start building other things, or rather with some of those other commanders that maybe you wish you had marksman with, and then at least using this new I forget which BA commander it is, but whatever one that gives you the 5%, you can kind of build for whatever else and just throw that in as an inspiration, and then you have that 5% dispersion, which does definitely help, although at some point it probably doesn't help nearly enough if you stack too much dispersion, and then you might be better off running with like a Sigma buff from Cunningham or something. So not sure. The verdict is still out, but at least now we have 2 dispersion inspirations that we can kind of mess with. Kind of wondering what it'll end up doing for things like the French battleships that have the European dispersion, which is extremely trolly. So if you stack Scharnhorst and the new BA commander, you might be able to get some fairly nutty accuracy, possibly. Although I don't know that there's any French battleship that has high Sigma. I guess Champagne maybe, but at the same time you already have really good dispersion, so is it really worth it to actually buff dispersion? Probably better off to buff Sigma with that one, but that's kind of the thing that we're trying to, I guess, figure out, is where is the things kind of useful. My enemy model, flat broadside, I don't know what the dispersion is. Looks fairly decent, but unfortunately we somehow get 3 overpens and a shatter. Not sure how we overpenned a flat broadside Yamato at range. Feel like we should have gotten pens, but it is what it is. RNGesus does not want to bless us as we already have 1 assist. Enemy Shima gets spotted just charging in. Kind of hoping our friendly teammates, especially the Shima at B, can go and find him. Although right now it's looking like they're going to display Ring Around the Rosie around that middle island, because our Shima is trying to chase the enemy Shima, and the enemy Shima is just trying his best to run away, which is honestly pretty funny. But yeah, unfortunately, he does get away. We do have a lot of friendly ships behind us for some reason, rather than, pushing in, considering we know where one of their destroyers are. And the fact that we're pushing in and capturing A, there's also a destroyer in front of us. A friendly destroyer that's going to spot for us. Yeah, I feel like our team could have probably just started pushing in, but they're kind of dragging their feet behind us. Enemy Shima, definitely hiding. He's basically just sitting there, trying to not get found by our friendly Shima. I take a pot shot before he gets around the corner, and unfortunately we get 1 overpen, and here comes our 2nd assist. Really unfortunate, but now we're gonna just keep pushing in. We know one of the destroyers are dead, the other one is spotted, and he can't really torpedo us because he's so far. We also find out that there is an AFK repub, so he's not exactly the biggest threat right now. Enemy Katsanis taking on our friendly Shima. He is starting to smoke up to try and abuse his smoke and radar combo. We land a good amount of shells. Our friendly Shima did have torpedoes ready though, and the Katsanis slowing down, making himself fairly predictable. I mean, realistically, having an enemy Katsanis while you just have Shimas is kind of a problem, but our friendly Shima does take him out, giving us our 3rd assist. Kind of very, very unfortunate. So far we have 3 assists. There is an enemy Schlieffen kind of issue if we keep charging towards him, so I decide to start turning out here just so I don't keep pushing in and eat torpedoes. Unfortunately, Schlieffen decided to turn in bow towards me, and now we're not really going to get a broadside. We get a lot of pens, but unfortunately the pens were in his turret, and that gives us our 4th assist. Yeah, unfortunately we're getting a bunch of assists this match. But we're just going to close the distance with the other side of the map. There's no destroyers, only battleships to kind of give us any issues, but as long as we angle, we should be fine. Enemy Preußen might be a problem, as well as the enemy Yamato, but as long as we stay angled, I think we should be okay. But at this point, enemy Repub might as well try to farm as much damage as we can, just to make up for the fact that we're only at 50k with 4 assists. We get a decent chunk in there, 14k, kind of wish it was more. Enemy Yamato, kiting, he is broadside, sort of, probably could take a pot shot at him, but that would just make him turn away and basically run away even further. No shame in farming AFK ships, especially because we don't have a kill, and we need more stacks of our legendary plotting room just so we have better accuracy for when we actually need it. Probably could have also shot at the Preußen, but that would mean going more broadside to the Yamato, and I don't think I want to take my chances with that, because all it takes is for one God Roll RNG salvo. That'll basically nuke us for all of our HP, and considering how far the rest of our team is, I don't know if I really want to have to tank the entire enemy team without any support. We take a pot shot at the enemy Preußen. Probably could have held off shooting at him just so we could turn out. Our friendly destroyer pushing in. I mean, I'm not really sure why he decided to smoke up and use his guns. Probably would have been better off just keeping the enemy ship spotted and torpedoing, but now he just gave away his location, and now the enemies can all angle towards his smoke, and then he's not really going to do anything against the battleships. We turn out enough. Preußen isn't able to get off a salvo. We were a little worried about the New Jersey, but luckily we were able to turn out in time, and that Yamato did actually turn in. So we're just going to do our best to kind of sit here, and maybe, just maybe, the Yamato stays behind the island, and then we don't get absolutely nuked for all of our HP. Repub is decently angled, so we aim under his front gun, hoping for some good hits, because you can still Citadel Repub under the front turrets, and, well, we don't get a Citadel, but we get 4 pens and overpen, and leave him on a sliver of HP. Kind of unfortunate. Trying to turn in though, we get caught by the Yamato just bow and reversing away. But luckily, friendly destroyer was shooting the Repub, so he got spotted, and Yamato did take a pot shot at him, so we're kind of lucky. He was full HP as well, so that kind of allowed us to not get nuked for all of ours. But now, we're just going to go charge in at this Yamato. No Citadels. He is decently angled, so we need to aim under his front guns. Shima dumps his whole load for the Yamato that was reversing, but unlucky for him, Yamato just started accelerating, so all of those torps aren't going to miss, but that's good for us because that gives us a chance to shoot at a broadside Yamato. Salvo looks fairly decent. I feel like we're about to death strike him. We get 1 Citadel and a bunch of pens, and unfortunately we don't finish him off. And now that he's kiting away, I do want to try and get a broadside on this enemy Wisconsin and Preußen as well, but the Yamato being alive is probably gonna hamper us from just charging in and catching these enemy ships broadside, which I really want to do. Yamato angled away. He is using all of his guns, so we still technically can Citadel in under his rear turret, but unfortunately I have no idea where those shells went. They basically just disappeared into the nether, and we aren't able to finish him off. And now that we're coming around the corner of this island, we do need to worry about a crossfire. Preußen, I honestly think, is a little more scary than Yamato because of its ridiculous reload and ridiculous accuracy, having battle cruiser dispersion plus 20-second reload, as well as 457s. Yeah, it's not exactly a good time. Front guns aren't able to finish off the Preußen. Our secondaries did set him on fire though, so we're hoping to burn him down, but he did decide to angle towards us. Other enemy battleship Yamato started pushing in again, I'm kind of hoping our friendlies can either finish him off or our secondaries do, but for some reason our secondaries aren't lobbing over the island, and only when he gets to the edge does he actually do the secondaries actually start shooting. So in that time, Yamato just yoinked the poison, and the enemy Yamato died to, I don't know if it was our Shima or the battleship in our spawn. But we got 2 more assists in that time. So now we're at 7. I think this is the most assists I've ever gotten in one match. Even though we're now at 230k damage, and we do have a high caliber and Confederate. Just a ridiculous amount of assists if you ask me. Shima Torps showing up. Sorry, they're not Shima Torps. Whatever cruiser that is, Torps are showing up. Looks like they're about to hit the Wisconsin. I'm going to get an 8th assist, but luckily he underled them and he misses, and I'm actually able to finish off the Wisconsin, escaping with 1 kill and not getting 8 assists. My lord, imagine if we did get 8 assists. That would have been horrible. Imagine if we got 9 assists. I think there's only one thing that we didn't get an assist on, and that was, what, one of the enemy destroyers? I think it was the gearing, because we shot at the Shima and the Katsanis, but then the enemy gearing I think just insta dying off the rip. But yeah, meanwhile we have guys who didn't even pass 1500 XP with 2 kills. Yeah, unfortunate. All the ships that were sitting behind, allowing us to tank everything, were the ones picking up all the kills. So very unfortunate. Now that I'm looking at the build, you know what it was? It was because we had that weird second row skill. I don't know why we have it, but I think we do. We did have full secondary inspirations though. So, I don't know. I think if we had crisscross or maybe drill bits, maybe we don't get as many assists and instead we actually kill things. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more and share with your friends, or leave a comment down below for other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway guys, till next time, aloha.